What does a truly successful season look like for the Lions? And schedule's out. We just went through the division winners. Jeff and I, of course, had them winning the division. JB would agree. So would Flannel. I think most people are picking the Lions to win the division. They're the favorites for a reason. But what I want to get done this morning, and I hope this puts a lot of things to bed, is what is a successful season? I want to know. And we'll throw up a poll. And your options are going to be the Lions win the division, the Lions win the division plus a playoff game, the Lions get to the playoffs without winning the division, or other, and you can type it in the chat for all I care. But that's what I want to know from you guys. And I'll tell you what success to me is, and I don't think many of you are going to agree, because by definition, if they win the division, they'll be hosting a playoff game, and you should expect them to win that playoff game, but I just want to see them win the division. Start there. Get that monkey off your back. Like one monkey at a time. Win the division. That's a successful season. You crash out to a wild card team that isn't any better than you, that is going to be disappointing. That is going to be frustrating. And if I were to vote on this poll, I think it's going to have to be division and a playoff game, just because of the state of the NFC. You're going to be an 11-win team. I think you're better than Dallas. I think you're better than Washington, New York. You're better than the Vikings, Bears, Packers. You're better than the Cardinals. You're better than the, God, I'm forgetting them, the Los Angeles Rams. You're better than the Falcons. You're better than the Saints. You're better than the Panthers. You're better than the Buccaneers.
Yep.
Like, who's the team that you're going to host? Because Philly's going to be a division winner. So is San Francisco. So I'm not playing them. And one of them's probably going to get the 1 seed. And who's the 4th division winner? Let's say New Orleans, right? Hell, your scenario, let's say it's the Panthers. Okay, well, who would I play then? I would play Dallas. I would play Washington. The Saints. The Seahawks. Who would I play? At home, they're going to be favored in that game. So to me, it's going to be the first answer. What's the poll right now? What's the percentage?
It's not 100 votes so far. 76% say playoff game plus division.
I would agree, because you're going to be a favorite in that playoff game. I hate to get too ahead, but that's just what I think, man. And I'm glad you guys agree this morning. Start with the division, get that first monkey off your back, and then we can talk about the playoff win. But given the year you're going to have, and the roster you're going to have, and the defense that you're going to have, I don't think there's a wild card team that's better than the Lions. I don't. I think right now the Lions are only looking up to Philly and to San Francisco. And if you want to say Dallas and Seattle, who I think are good teams this year, Seattle got a lot better.
I agree, but they're still beatable.
That's fine, but I don't think they're significantly better than you if you're going to say they are. So give me the Lions. They have to win a division game and a playoff game this year. I think it's the year. Host the game at Ford Field. And we see the playoff record for home teams. It's an advantage for a reason.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to go with playoff game and division. And I'm glad you agree, because, again, winning the division is getting a monkey off your back, but you got to parlay that into also getting the other monkey off your back, which is winning a playoff game. And you look at the NFC, you look where the Lions rank. We discussed it a lot. Even though me and Adam differ on where they rank, it's still, you're a top 3-4 team in the NFC. By default, you look at the teams ahead of them, right? San Francisco, Philly, and if even we'll just go Dallas, all those teams will and typically win playoff games. So if you're the Lions and you're in this scenario, I think winning a playoff game is a successful season. Now, if you win the division but lose in the first game of the playoffs, although it's a success you won your division, I don't think anybody is going to be happy with losing your first playoff appearance after winning a division. Like, that would be absurd. So to me, you got to parlay it. I think both are important. What it would mean for this regime, mean for the players to happen, what they did last year to win in Green Bay, the following year to win a playoff game. I think it's the progression you expect from this team and this regime, and I think that's the right answer and the only answer, Sam. I don't think just winning your division, you can do a victory lap. I think you got to win a playoff game.
Yeah, I would say first division. I think we all are in agreement on that. I think the Lions' home schedule stacks out very, very favorably to where they can win at the very, very least 6 out of their 8 home games. I'd hope for 7 or go undefeated at home. And then once you get to the playoffs, I have a little bit more of a specific goal. All I want the Lions to do when they get to the playoffs is win every single home playoff game that they have, whether it be 1, whether it be 2, whether, like, and that means if they were to win the division and there were the divisional round, and then there's an upset, and they play a home NFC Championship game, I would like them to win that as well. They got Ford Field has to be an advantage, and there's nothing worse, especially if they were to do it in the wild card round or in the divisional round. There is nothing worse than going to the playoffs and getting upset at home by a wild card team. So to me, it's division win and win every single one of your home playoff games, no matter how many there are.
And this isn't like we're NFC North isn't like we're talking Jets, Bills, Miami. Like, this division is the NFC North. It's the Lions to lose.
If you win your division, let's say in the AFC, and you're not the number 1 seed, and there's only one team now that gets a bye week, the wild card's a tricky round.
Right.
Because if you win the division as Denver, you might have to play the Chiefs. If you win the division as the Chiefs, but you're not the 1 seed because, let's say, the Jets win the division, they win 13 games. Let's say they're so good.
You still got to play.
Well, then you got to play Denver, or you got to play Buffalo, or you got to play one of these teams. You might have to play, goddammit, the Bengals if they don't win the division.
Good luck.
In the AFC, it's very tough. In the NFC, what? Who is better than the Lions right now? You would say Philly and the Niners by default. I think you can have a conversation about Dallas, and that's about it, and Seattle.
Yeah,
but
they're top
Dallas
5.
is not significantly better, and look at their history as a franchise in the last 20, 25 years. It's just as bad as the Lions in terms of playoff success. How many NFC Championship games have the Dallas Cowboys been to?
Same amount as the Lions since they last got there.
Since 2000.
Yep.
Hell, since they last got there, which was, what, 95?
Yeah.
Lions haven't been there since 91.
But still, Dallas has won playoff
They've won
games.
divisions. They've won a few playoff games,
Yes.
sure. Dak Prescott last year torched the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and then didn't show up for the second game. Like, I'm sorry.
But I think that's why the poll in the chat looks the way it does, because you add up all of that. You add up the uncertainty of who they would be playing for the wild card game in their division, and it's just like, you look at that and you're just like, pair that with the Lions going and playing a home playoff game for the first time in this modern era.
Playoffs?
And it is completely in their favor.
Look,
If they don't, I'm like I said, if you win your division, kudos. Everyone's excited. It's the first time it's
it's a
happened in over
building
20
block.
years.
Can we
Huge
agree,
building
though?
block.
Even,
Absolutely.
even if they lose, fast forward, I think it's going to be extremely disappointing. I think you're going to be questioning the coaching staff, the team. How the hell did they lose the game? Losing that wild card game, to me, it's a bad look.
It is.
But you got the first building block, right? You won a division, and then you want to win a playoff game, and then you want to win multiple playoff games, and then you want to get to an NFC Championship game. And then once you get there, then you can start talking about competing for a Super Bowl. But those are 3-4 building blocks away. So I agree with everybody, and I think the number's fair. But I wanted to get it out this morning. I wanted to know what a successful season really looks like. Because I do think if you're knocked out of the wild card round, I think it's going to leave a bitter taste. Bittersweet it's going to be. Because you're going to look back and say, we won the first division since, 93? Mm-hmm. We've never won the NFC North. It was the Central the last time we won it. And you're going to really love that. And then you're going to remember your loss to the Commanders, or you lost to the Seahawks, or you lost to the Cowboys. You'll be like, we lost a home playoff game. Still have one playoff win in our franchise's history. This was the best chance we had at home. It's going to leave a bitter taste in everybody's mouth. But we'll take a break. When we get back,